And a high-speed motorcycle chase ended in a serious crash in Monroe. 2 men now in custody and another in the hospital. Police say Wilson Mondragon Bedenkerth and Hector Carrillo are in jail tonight. The two were allegedly caught driving recklessly with a third motorcyclist on East Roosevelt Boulevard. An officer attempted to make a traffic stop, but all three refused to stop and sped away, exceeding speeds of 100 miles an hour. The officer stopped the chase because of the risk to the public. Moments later, officers would find themselves responding to a serious motorcycle crash on Woodbrook Lane. One of the three motorcyclists would crash and be taken to the hospital. Mondragon, Bedenkerth, and Carrillo abandoned their bikes but were eventually captured.